I don't even know what to say. That was tragic. Raptors lose to the Oklahoma City Thunder 98-97. Yes, this was a back-to-back for the Raptors, but I did expect the Raptors to come in with some kind of momentum after beating Boston in Boston. I'm like, okay, these guys are bouncing back. They can maybe pull a couple games together. This is against an OKC team that's like borderline playoff team right now. And you know what? They don't have Gallinari. They don't have Schroeder. So they're missing two of their main scorers as well. And I'm like, okay, maybe the Raptors can hold off and win this one. But if you're watching this game, this Raptors team just couldn't pull away and kept going down. It was just it was a game that looked like the Raptors just didn't have it in them to win it. The energy wasn't there. The Raptors, even after they take like these 5-point leads, 8-point leads, the Raptors could never get to double digits. And Chris Paul just dominated this game with this play. He controlled the pace. He had the ball on a string. He found guys. Even if the OKC Thunder had 4 guys on the court that couldn't score unless they were like gifted them shots, Chris Paul executed the pick and roll to perfection. That's what they call him, a point guard, for a reason, and he did exactly that. He dissected that Raptors defense, found every single open shooter, every single cutting guy. Noel and Steven Adams got some easy looks at the rim. It was just the Raptors defense was just like Swiss cheese in this game, and it was an ugly loss. Now, don't get me wrong. I know the referees blew a call at the end of the game where Chris Paul goes up for a jump shot. He gets blocked or like the ball gets held up. But then Chris Paul comes back down with the ball. It should be either a double dribble or like a jump ball. One of the two. Like no other decision can be made. Yet the referees for some reason allow the game to keep going. And then the whole Raptors team stopped playing, assuming there'd be a whistle, because obviously that was a travel or like double dribble or something. Should have been a call or anything. But then Chris Paul focused, knocks down the jumper. Yes, the Raptors do go down the other way and get a little bit of a gift or a foul call on Terrence Ferguson, which sends VanVleet to the line where he knocks down 2 free throws. But the Raptors down the stretch, VanVleet and Kyle Lowry just couldn't execute, couldn't get a good pick from Serge Ibaka, couldn't get a good shot at the rim. Multiple 24-second violations in this game. Kyle Lowry 6 turnovers, just sloppy. Don't have their like minds in it. They were tired mentally and physically, it seemed like, and they just ran out of gas. They couldn't even score 100 points tonight, and it was just a sad day in terms of offense for the Toronto Raptors. And then Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the Canadian kid, came to Toronto and destroyed this team from the get-go. 20 points in the first half, ends up with 32 points, a career high tying 32 points from him, scoring from the outside, scoring from the inside, played at his own pace. He just excellent inside and outside. It was just fun to watch him play, but Raptors had nothing to stop him. And Chris Paul, 25, 11, and 8. Both of those guys dominated the Raptors. And that's exactly what happened. And you had guys who couldn't play tonight, just like you couldn't put them on the floor because they were a liability on offense. Most importantly, it was OG Anunoby, 0 for 7 from 3. Most of them, like 90% of those wide open threes, couldn't knock down any. And then he was 3 of 12 in the end of the game. And then RHJ, Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, comes in, plays like 3 minutes, ends up with 2 turnovers. Just not efficient. He gets benched as well. So you don't have RSJ, you don't have OG. Nick Nurse did sub out OG at a critical point in the game. And then Terrence Davis came in, took 2 threes, knocked down both. So, big ups to Terrence Davis for coming in prepared. But otherwise, the Raptors just didn't have enough offense tonight and didn't have enough energy. You expected the bench to give that spark. This is where you really miss that Norman Powell guy. He brings that spark, that pump that the Raptors need. And the Raptors were really missing that tonight. And Ibaka has played tons of minutes because Steven Adams was dominating the glass. And you know what? Serge Ibaka had a tough time guarding him, and then Serge Ibaka kind of was short on a few open jumpers in this game. His 3-ball was going down well, but it was missing a couple shots. But on the other end, Nerlens Noel, perfect game from him. Just 5 for 5 from the field, 3 for 3 from the free throw line. A guy with 3 steals, 3 blocks. He really dominated this game. Absolutely owned Chris Boucher on the other end. Chris Boucher did have a dunk of the year candidate off an alley-oop from VanVleet. Or Terrence Davis, not sure which one, but excellent game from Chris Boucher in terms of offense. But defensively, he was just not as impactful as I wanted him to be. Brissett got some more minutes. Didn't really make that much of an impact in this one. VanVleet was huge, and so was Kyle Lowry, but just not enough offense and not enough execution down the stretch to win this game. A poor loss and a 1-point loss at that. Raptors gotta bounce back in the next one. Gotta get some momentum going, get a streak going, because the Raptors have been playing poorly as of late. And I know you're missing guys, but this is a game you had to have at home. This is a team that's missing some of their key guys, and they're not playing the best basketball right now. So you could have definitely stolen this game, but the Raptors just got destroyed by their 2 guards. And honestly, this Raptors team, they don't have enough focus, in my opinion, because that's what the Raptors are lacking. Because in 2 straight games, the Raptors have allowed 3 buzzer beaters. Just not enough focus to close out the quarters. Yes, you're like, oh man, the quarter's almost done. Let's just give up on the play, or let's just head into the locker room early. Chris Paul, buzzer beater, and you know what? These buzzer beaters are huge momentum shifts going into the game. And after Chris Boucher had a monster dunk, you're like, okay, let's build off that momentum. The crowd was hyped. Chris Paul instantly hits a 3 in transition, semi-transition, and kills the crowd. That's what a great starter does. And you know what? The Raptors got to do a better job of just preventing that kind of stuff. That can't happen. And the defense was just not there. I know there's tons of moving pieces here and there, but the communication on the defensive end, just people not knowing when to switch, not knowing how to guard the pick and roll and stuff like that, it was tragic to watch. But guys, I know they'll bounce back, but this is a terrible loss. Let me know what you guys think. Smash that like button, share, and subscribe to the Raptors Wrap Up. Until next time, guys.